watching BBN Tonight on your official UK sports station, LEX 18. Presented by Central Bank, the official bank of UK Athletics.
Welcome back to BBN Tonight. Some former Wildcats really made the most of their chance to impress NFL scouts yesterday at Kentucky's Pro Day.
Yeah, and former Cat Kash Daniel of the UK Sports Network was there as part of the broadcast, and glad to have him now with us. And Cash, let's start with Jamin Davis, the 6'3", 234-pound linebacker, wowed with a 42-inch vertical, 11-foot broad jump, and 4.37 40-yard dash. I mean, he's just having this meteoric rise right now, up through the first round, seems to be.
And he still gets up and gets it. Still gets up and gets it.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Jamin, he looked, and the thing about it is that people didn't see at that point is that he literally looked like somebody had chiseled him out of stone that entire day. I mean, the guy looked like Hercules out there. And but the thing that he did, the thing that he impressed me the most was how explosive he was coming out of his stance in his 40, and how explosive he was in his drills. That's what NFL GMs are looking for. Not only can he come downhill, stuff gaps, and stop the run, but he can play the pass almost like a hybrid safety. So look forward to Jamin Davis making a lot of plays early on in his NFL career.
Definitely. I think he shot up draft boards yesterday. You know, when he first declared it, he was kind of like maybe mid-round. I think he's pretty much submitted himself possibly a first rounder.
Yeah.
Next up, Cash, Kelvin Joseph. He had the 4.28 40 time, 35-inch vertical, 10'8" broad jump. Boss man fat, he could be one of the first 5 cornerbacks taken in the draft, Cash.
Absolutely. One of the most versatile players in the defensive back half in this year's draft. I think you could play this guy at almost any position at defensive back. You can put him at safety. You can put him at corner. You can play him in multiple packages. You can play him in a base, nickel, dime, almost anything and everything out there. And the thing that I love most about Kelvin Joseph is his physicality. That's the type of guy that I want on my football team that brings that type of physicality, play in and play out.
And confidence as well. Cash, we got to talk about one of your guys, Landon Young. Impressive on that bench press. Just kept going, 34 reps.
Yeah.
Ran a 4.91 40, and you talked about his farm strength.
Absolutely. That right there came straight from the farm. Like I was saying, that right there is baling hay. That's feeding cattle. That's working on tractors. I mean, he actually built himself a home gym at his farm back home. So that wasn't just me saying, that he worked his whole life on a farm, which he did. This guy is literally farm strong, building a weight room out of farm equipment in his farm. I mean, that's what the NFL is getting. They're getting a blue-collar guy that does not mind hard work at all.
Who doesn't love that? We need a tour of that, I think.
Yeah.
Now, back to the defense. Brandon Eccles, he put up some of the best numbers of the entire day. The DB recorded UK's best vertical, broad jump, and 40 times with a 42.5 vertical, 11-foot and 4-inch broad jump, and a smoking 4.28 40-yard dash. What did you think of this?
We were talking earlier about a little biased here.
I believe, if you look at it,
almost too bad.
Dynamite comes in small packages. I mean, he may be 5'7", 175 pounds. But I will tell you one thing about Eck. He is a ball hawk. You look at the 2 years that he's only been here, and he's racked up over 108 tackles. That is almost unheard of in a 2-year span, being a JUCO transfer straight into the SEC, playing in all 24 games and starting the last 22 in a row. He held a great defensive edge out there for that defense and made sure almost nothing got outside of him, but always found himself around the football, especially when it meant the most.
Slimmed down, Quinton Bohanna ran a 5.34 in the 40, posted a 29-inch vertical. Not bad for a 300-pound nose guard.
Absolutely not. When you look at what Quinton did in his drills, he was probably one of the most explosive defensive linemen coming out of his hips and into that pad. When you saw how the power that he has transfer into his smooth athletic ability, that's what NFL coaches and defensive line coaches are looking for. Somebody that can come out of that hole with that powerful punch, shed blocks, but also be disruptive in the passing game as well.
And then moving on to the O-line, Drake Jackson, despite that shoulder injury in the Senior Bowl, he posted an impressive 31.5-inch vertical, and he went through some position drills, which we could have seen him on the bench press. But Cash, what did you think of his performance?
I believe Drake had a rock-solid performance, especially in his drills. You look at what he does best, and I believe a lot of people will say that Drake's best attribute, is his play in the run game, of how physical he is. The way that he can get up to next level, not only as fast as he does, but as efficient as he does, is something that NFL teams will be frothing at the mouth for in this year's draft. not only does he get up to a second-level linebacker quick, but he also makes sure that the job first is secured. When he's on those double teams with the guard, he's making sure that A, this is secured by my block, or B, I can let go and let the guard take over so I can get up and seal the linebacker for my running back. And he does an unbelievable job of that. You saw that in his drills. You saw how fast he moves down the line and how fast and physical he comes off the ball each and every play. So Drake did an unbelievable job in my opinion.
Wow. Cash, I just think it's awesome from before the time you got into the program to where we are now. Just the excitement of that day was a lot of fun. We've also got to ask you about spring football, what you've seen from this year's team so far heading through these spring practices.
Get your Fritos ready.
Yeah.
Get your Fritos ready. Get your Fritos ready. These boys are out here. They're out here busting their butt each and every day, and they're making competitive plays almost every snap. It's not one of those deals where the offense has a great day and the defense has, a really bad day or vice versa. No, everybody is a dog out there, and offense is going to make a play, defense is going to make a play, but overall, I believe that both sides are going to be firing on all cylinders coming this fall.
Love it.
Well, let's go. Thank you, Cash, for joining us. And sticking with the Pro Day theme, we'll focus on our former Kentucky defender who hopes his Pro Day leads to a second chance in the league.
Yeah, TJ Carter went undrafted in the NFL last year, but he showed off his skills for scouts again this season. That's next.